With the PS5 Pro officially $900 now, is it now possible to beat that value with a PC build? So yeah, we're rehashing the PS5 Pro versus PC build. Is it possible kind of debate? And the issue is that PC component pricing has gone up as well. And I've seen a lot of people trying to do this, but rely on used parts and special deals. I'm gonna see if you just buy everything new, can you actually beat or match a PS5 Pro in performance for the same price? Let's just see if it's possible. So first of all, we can't spend much on the CPU if we're gonna make this work, since memory and storage prices have gone through the roof. So I had my eye on something that would match the performance of a PlayStation for CPU gaming. And the Ryzen 5 5500 kind of sticks out as an option here. Now, I'm not saying this is an amazing CPU, but I am saying it costs $74 and it has similar gaming performance to what the consoles are capable of. So, into the build it goes. Also, this will allow us to get DDR4 memory. And with that in mind, I did look around and I was able to find this, which is in stock on Amazon right now, for $69.99. This gets us 2x8 CL16 DDR4 3200. So this is 16 gigabytes. Now, obviously, I would rather have 32 gigabytes of memory, but you know, that's not exactly a possibility right now if we're gonna hit this budget. Now, one thing I noticed is while I'm trying to put this together on PC Part Picker, if I sort memory low to high and I go 2x8, this particular set doesn't show up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna slot in the lowest price one that they have, but then manually set the price to $69.99 to kind of hold that part of the build, but this is in stock on Amazon. So I'm gonna just slot that in as for our price placeholder availability wise, because again, PC Part Picker doesn't always find everything. Now, CPU cooler wise, we're gonna go with the one that comes in the box on the CPU. Motherboard wise, we're gonna sort prices low to high, and this is the cheapest one. Welcome to the build. All right, it will do the job. And hey, if you're buying a gaming console, you don't exactly get a whole bunch of upgradable slots, etc. You're not going to be overclocking, that kind of thing. So this is how we're going to keep the build budget in check. I'm not saying it's a great motherboard, but we're going to see what we can do. Now, if there's room in the budget by the time we get the build put together, I can try to see where could we spend some more money. But first, we just have to see if hitting the price point is even possible if we cut all of the corners, okay? Now, this isn't gonna have the fast Wi-Fi that you'll get out of a PS5 Pro, and I'm just gonna say, not gonna have it. So, too bad. All right. Now, storage is another place where prices have gone absolutely nuts. Let's look at what if we just got some sort of 1 terabyte SSD? What is the least we could possibly spend on this? And yes, I know that the PS5 Pro is going to give us 2 terabyte SSD. So we're going to slot in one for now, and then we'll just see if we have the budget to go up to 2 terabytes. Looking like the cheapest M.2 that's actually in stock at 1 terabyte and isn't that fast or anything is going to be the Silicon Power P34A60. Hey, welcome to the build. All right. Okay, where are we at? We're at $345. Okay. Let's get one of the cheapest cases and power supplies that is going to actually fit stuff and not explode, and then we'll see how much money we have left for a video card. So case-wise, let's just kind of scroll through here. Okay, so, something that doesn't cost much, but I want something that comes with fans because I don't want to spend money on fans. And usually you can get some bundled in with the case for a better deal than what you might get if you're trying to buy the cases and fans separately, because bundling in can usually do a better job here. Now, I think that we might need to sort prices low to high and just see what pops up. So the lowest prices cases can go down to like $30 if you don't care at all what they look like or how big they are. Okay, Fantex Eclipse G370A. Pretty sure that this does in fact come with some fans here. Yeah, it looks like we can get it it has the 3 fans in there. It's got a mesh front. We're going to go with this. So, Fantex G370A, welcome to the build. Now, we also need a power supply. So if we sort prices low to high, what kind of stuff do we have here? A lot of these Apivias would make me feel like they might explode. So if we jump down to about the $50 range, there's a few options here that are probably fine. I'm fairly certain that this MSI Mag A550BN is going to be at least C tier on the PSU tier list. Let's actually pop that up. And it looks like, yeah, the MSI ABN 550 watt C tier, so it's nothing amazing, but it will power some components probably without exploding. We got a bunch of 5-star user reviews here for whatever that's worth. And that gets us to $445. Now we need ourselves a video card. Okay, so here's where we've got some choices, and this will also affect the budget quite a bit. So what I think I would like to do is get a 9060 XT 16GB version. Now, one reason for that is if we want to compete with gaming console graphics settings, then the 16 gigabytes of VRAM allows us to not have issues with that. Also, because we're on a CPU and motherboard that I think is only going to support PCIe 3.0, I want a card that actually has all 16 PCIe lanes, which if we go some of the NVIDIA options, we don't have that. And also, I don't want to be spilling over 8 gigabytes of VRAM on a PCIe 3.0 situation, as well as especially if you only had 8 lanes. So with all of that in mind, cheapest 9060 XT 16GB version, also the 9060 XT 16GB is going to be pretty comparable to the kind of gaming performance you get out of a PlayStation 5 Pro. This comes in at $440, and what does that do for the build? We are actually at $885. So this build actually does come in at basically the same price as a PlayStation 5 Pro. And I think in our gaming performance, the Ryzen 5 5500 and the 9060 XT 16GB are actually going to be a very good match for the gaming performance that you get out of a PlayStation 5 Pro. The places where we have cut slightly on what a PS5 Pro can do is we have a 1 terabyte SSD instead of 2 terabytes, and this isn't going to have built-in Wi-Fi. So if you can't plug in directly with an Ethernet cord, you would have to get some sort of Wi-Fi dongle or something like that, which doesn't have to be incredibly expensive or anything, but that is something to consider. Now, also the PlayStation 5 does come with a controller. This doesn't come with a keyboard and mouse. Now you can get an incredibly cheap keyboard and mouse, so I'll leave that up to you to choose what you want to do or if you want to spend more of your budget on that. And hey, we are technically $15 left in our budget for a keyboard and mouse. Now, not going to be a great keyboard and mouse for that price, and you may already have a keyboard and mouse laying around. Anyway, now operating system-wise, welcome to Linux. It's free. All right, this is an AMD GPU, which actually should have good Linux support. And not like the PS5 Pro is running some kind of PC operating system that would support everything that Windows does or anything like that. Anyway, if you want to spend a few dollars on a Windows key or a full non-gray market Windows license, you can absolutely do that. So I do think that from a raw performance perspective, it is possible here to build a PS5 Pro equivalent PC for pretty much the same price, just a smaller SSD. Now, to be fair though, the SSD is expensive, so SSD prices are bad right now, guys. So that is a bit of a cut corner, but you can get by with a terabyte if you need to. So yeah, it's not a perfect match. Now, what if, just for the sake of it, we wanted to look at getting this down to PS5 pricing at $650? Man, I just don't know if there's really anywhere in the budget I'd want to cut much in order to get there. The most obvious thing to cut here is the GPU. So, okay, cutting the GPU. Well, there's certainly less expensive options, and like I said, I'm trying to stick to the new market here for this build so that we're not looking at a used PC. I mean, if you cut down to an RTX 5060, you are generally going to have better performance than the PS5 non-Pro. However, you are also going to have 8 gigabytes of VRAM, and we're still over budget compared to the PS5 non-Pro. So, oh man, we've got to cut further. Okay, well, there are some options, but sticking to the new market makes this really painful. I mean, where's the Arc B580 at these days? 290? That's not really an amazing choice. I hope the system even has resizable bar support, which would be like required. And yeah, we're still at like 735. Oh man, what kind of video card can you even get for $200 right now in the new market? It's probably not going to be pretty. What's a 3050 at these days? Yeah, the 6 gigabyte version 3050 is $210. Oh no. Well, okay, I mean, that's one way to get there. So let me put it this way. I don't think I'd try to build a gaming PC to compete with the PS5 non-Pro price-wise. But like I said, I think if we want to get to the PS5 Pro pricing, that does allow room in our budget for that 9060 XT 16 gigabyte version. And I think, yeah, there you go. All right, it was a fun thought experiment. I'm not necessarily saying anybody should run out and build this PC. It is certainly going to play games, but like it's not a great motherboard. It's not a lot of RAM. It's not an amazing SSD or anything really. But it will play games. It doesn't get you a lot of that expandability. So one of the nice things about the PC platform is having the ability to push things a little bit farther. So I'm not saying this is the sweet spot for PCs. But it's interesting that we could at least hit this price. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Hope all of you have an excellent day.